Everybody, Tim here for today's episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Season 1, Episode 4. The whole world is watching. I'm over it. We're on like episode 4 out of 6. And like when it first started, I was so excited. I was ready. Now, they did a good job with the trailers and stuff. I mean, when it first did the trailer for like all the Disney shows, you didn't even know John Walker was in it. I don't even think you knew Zemo was going to be in it. It was just going to be a Falcon and Winter Soldier. And I was expecting like a Lethal Weapon, like a buddy cop, odd couple type show. That was more humor than anything. And this just keeps going. And once we found out Zemo was going to be in it from Civil War, I was like, ooh, okay, this could be exciting. And then now that we got John Walker, like U.S. agent / Captain America, I'm just like, oh, it just keeps going and going. So, I don't know. I'm ready for it to be done. Not being what you expected isn't necessarily a bad thing. But, because, WandaVision wasn't what I expected either. But I fucking loved WandaVision. This is just, it's just drags. And it seems like the guest stars are what carries it. So, anyways, the little bit of a shout out from 6 years ago with Io, I think is how you say her name. I mistakenly last week I said it was Nakia. I'm sorry, that was my bad. But it's Io and the White Wolf, and I was like, oh, look at that little reference back to Wakanda. The whole scene with Zemo and the Turkish Delight. I've never had Turkish Delight. As an American, I've always been told Turkish Delight is absolutely disgusting. And speaking as an American, every American kid reads The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and it's like, I want to try that. Evidently, it is just awful. So I don't know. I'm kind of curious what other people think of that. The scene with Sam and Carly is actually pretty good, just because that literally goes back to the Winter Soldier movie, the second Captain America movie, where Sam is. He's not necessarily a therapist, but he does the whole group therapy. Let's just talk about things. So that was kind of interesting. John Walker just fucks everything up. That's all he does. That's his entire character. And, I don't know, I've seen on Facebook where people are like, oh, Wyatt Russell's getting death threats and blah, blah. So, for one, I feel like that's just an actor thing. I remember reading, Malcolm McDowell got death threats for killing Captain Kirk after they did, Star Trek Generations. So, for one, I think that's just, an actor thing. But for two, honestly, his character's such a douche. I have nothing against Wyatt Russell. He's doing the character perfectly. But yeah, no, he's just an awful character. And you're just every scene he's in, I'm like, I hate you. And he's part of the reason I just want this series or this season to end. Because there's no redeeming him. So we get that. And I am surprised. For whatever reason, when Zemo started smashing the serums, I was like, ooh, he's gonna take one. And he didn't. I was actually kind of surprised. And then once we saw John find one, I was like, he's going to take it. Never mind, I get it now. So I'm not surprised. Them killing Lamar was a shock. That one really kind of caught me off guard. But it did a good job of, once again, seeing just Walker freak the fuck out. Because they killed his best friend. I don't blame him at all. As soon as, Lamar died, everything he did after that, I'm okay with. I support it. And so, when he, starts freaking out on the henchmen, yeah, that's a thing. Realistically, that's why not everyone should have the super soldier serum. Because clearly he was not in the right mind to be able to handle it. But, realistically speaking, if I had taken it and, my best friend or my husband or somebody was murdered in front of me, fuck it, that person's going to die. Or anybody. Somebody's going to die. And so I kind of get that. And then that's where the title comes from, because everybody videotaped him. So I get the feeling the next 2 episodes, this is where he's going to get demoted from Captain America to just U.S. agent. So a lot of interesting stuff is happening. I do like it. I do enjoy it. even the very worst of the MCU is still better than a lot of other stuff out there. So I'm kind of curious just what other people are thinking, being, what, 2/3 of the way through it. So we can talk about it, digest it. This also helps me process, because a lot of times people will comment and I'm like, oh, you know what? I didn't even think of that. So curious what other people are thinking of it. Go ahead, let me know so we can talk about it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. I'll see you guys next week.